Hello and welcome to the dark inside of my BMW E46. In this video I will be showing you how to replace an alternator on it, because if you stay up to date with our TikTok you may have seen that it's 5 days or 4 days now from its MOT. We went to go shopping in it yesterday, and of course on the way the battery warning light came on. So I turned around, came straight back to the house, jumped in the other car, went down and did all that anyway. Came back and checked it, sure enough it wasn't charging. I checked the engine and a few other things which we won't see on this video, and just to confirm it was the alternator, and it was. So in this video, if you follow along, you should be able to see how to change an alternator on a BMW E36 M54 engine. This will apply to, I think it will be the same as the M52 engine and possibly the M50s as well. They use very similar sort of setup, but I know it should apply to all the M54/6 engines. So you've got the 2.2, 2.5, 2.8 and 3 litre that comes in a various different model sort of range on the BMWs. So yeah, hopefully if this does help you out, let us know with a like and subscribe below this video, and comment, share, all that wonderful stuff that helps us out. Thanks guys, and I hope you enjoy. Guys, so we are going to change the alternator, which I don't know if you can just about see it. It's underneath this. However, I don't think I have to do much moving of this one, but I'm going to move this, and a load of other stuff to get underneath it. Your car, you may have an airbox, plastic airbox, you can move that, but on mine I got the Ram Air kit, but I'm going to have to remove all of this and then I can get in there and it should be okay then. Because I should be able to remove the alternator out this way, I believe. I've done it once before, but there was a second-hand unit I've used. I've got a new part on order, but the new part has a surcharge, so it means that I have to take the old one back and give it back, otherwise I have to pay £20 until I take the old one back. There's a couple of cracks on the belt as well, so I've ordered a new one of them just because something that could let you down at a later date, and it also runs a water pump, so I really don't want it to. There's everything up. Oh, there's actually some metallic dust there, which is kind of I don't know if you can see the metallic dust here. That's a sign that this could have been on its way out for quite some time then. Here is the tensioner here next to the alternator, and as you can see there's like a 16mm I believe socket there. So what I'm going to do is get a ratchet, pull it off of tension just to get the belt off of here then. It looks like you move it clockwise. This tensioner I changed about 2 years ago, so I know it should be good. Clockwise, and if you've got an Allen key you can put it in there to hold the tension off, but I think I might get one there now. There we go. It's not the best, but it'll do for now. It. Right then, there's a 3-pin electrical connector on the back you have to disconnect. That one there, checking the wiring, that's all good. And then there is this, it looks like a 16mm nut there, which is what attaches the live to there. And like I said, make sure you disconnect your battery before you do this, just to make life easier for yourself. Then we've got one bolt underneath and one long bolt on the top. This whole thing should come up and out of there. If you wanted to, I suppose you could unbolt 2 13s to move this out of the way, but personally I don't find it's really in the way much, so I might just take this one out just to give myself a bit more room. It might make it easier for the ratchet actually. So I'm going to have to take this bit out. I was trying to do it the cheating way, just trying to be as quick as I possibly could. But I think more haste means less speed in this instance, so just for the sake of that, I'll take that off. Yeah, there isn't that bolt underneath I was looking at there for the aircon. Looks like there's another 16 below it, so there's 2 bolts. This whole thing should lever out. Get away from that. So you see, top bolt, both 16 mils, but the top bolt is shorter than the bottom bolt. So always remember, this bottom, this is top. They're also a different colour on mine, black for the bottom, silver for the top. Yours might be the same, might be different, but you'll soon find out. You start winding this one in, and it's sticking out that much, you know that you put it in the top and in the wrong place. So but now that means this should just wiggle on out of there. You might need to use a bar just to give it a bit of persuasion. Now that means you can use a screwdriver for that if you wanted to, but I've got a big bar, makes it a bit easier. And there's the old unit. But fantastic. Before you take this off completely, always remember the way in which it was routed, this belt. For that, you can take a picture. That's what I'm going to do. Even though the alternator's not there, it will help me later on. The next thing I have to do is try and undo the tensioner for the air conditioning belt and get that out of the way, because I'm going to be changing my belt as well. So that's easier from underneath, I have to admit. You can do it from the top. Right, welcome to the underside of the E46. This is very much a similar tensioner to the one for the alternator belt. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the tension off, put a pin through it to hold it. All I need to do is pop off this end, which is by the crank pulley, to get it out of the way so I can actually remove this belt. Like I say, you can actually see there's part numbers there. So I can make sure that when I can take it with me to the parts place and make sure they give me the right belt when I get it. Alright, I just want to show you why I'm changing this belt. It's a good way to test to see if you've got a bad belt. You see those cracks there? That means your belt is well and truly worn. You've had your money's worth. I mean, this one for me, well, I think it's about 4 years old. So I mean, I've definitely had my money's worth out there. It's 3 or 4 years old. I mean, it's nothing to worry about. If your belt looks like that, I was going to leave it until I MOT'd it, which would be in about a month's time. But because I've got to take it off to get the alternator out anyway, I decided to get a new one. But this is the part number I'm on about that I need for this car, which is 6PK, which means it's got 6 ribs on it, and 1538 is actually the length of the belt. So provided, it doesn't matter if it's made by Dayco or Gates or whoever, as long as you've got a 6PK 1538 or something very, very close to that. You might have a 1539, 1537, as long as you've got something close to that, it should fit the car. But I'm taking this one in with me. Right, time for me to go get these parts. Right, so I've got the new part. I'm going to fit it on, but the only difference is I'm going to leave the belts until last, because it's easier to get the alternator on than put the belts on last. Maybe put it on just before I put the air filter on. But yeah, it's just reverse order of how I took it off. Well, I missed that a second ago. But effectively what we're looking for is 13.5, 14.5 volts. These are the jump start points, so you can test it here or you can test it in the boot. So yeah, 14.4, that's with everything turned off. Let's turn everything on and see what happens. So there we go, guys. It's not a very hard job, I will have to admit. Like I say, yours may be different to mine because obviously I've got the ram air induction kit on mine, but yours, if you have got the airbox on there. There'll be two 10mm to the side. You just take that off. Once you've got the airbox out the way, you can get to it just the same as I did. But I hope this helps some of you out. If so, then let us know by hitting a like and subscribe, comment, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and that will be most appreciated. But thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.